Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to talk about the Markhor 45. This backpack was sent out for review by Vanquest, so I want to say thank you to them for sending out for review. I've been configuring this backpack for the last few weeks and trying different methods of carrying it and using it. It's primarily for my wildland firefighting and just backpacking adventures, so the loadout will be changing based on the conditions that I'm going to use it in. It's a medium weight backpack, about 45 liters or so, thereabouts, and could hold up to about approximately 35 pounds of gear, plus or minus a little bit more poundage depending on how you pack the backpack. It's made with high quality materials. It's got waterproofing and weatherproofing elements to it, and the zipper quality is excellent. It's got the Hypalon grips and these big huge grips on it that you can use for your gloved fingers. You can pull the zippers very easily. They're YKK zippers, and it has a back side that you can adjust for the height of your torso. Now, when getting a backpack like this, you want to make sure you can get your back measured from the top of your iliac crest or your hip bone to your C7 vertebrae. And this backpack allows you to adjust that measurement to fit comfortably based on what you're carrying in the backpack, which I like. It's very similar to a Deuter system that I've seen on those backpacks. It has a kind of a plastic type of back molding to it, which makes the internal frame of the backpack. It's pretty sturdy, but it's not a metal frame. It does have some weight to it, but not like the other backpacks in this category. The material is very, very durable. It's got wear resistant, and it has Molly and Pals webbing all over the backpack where you can mount certain things. It's even got laser cut Molly webbing as well, and even on the bottom too. The hip belt of it is pretty decent. It's pretty strong, and it is pretty rigid, so it will hold the weight within spec. I've got this backpack loaded out to a certain specification right now, and some stuff inside that I use as a demonstration of what I might carry on a adventure or a call, so to speak. So let's get started. Here on the outside we can see that we have the interchangeable beaver tail cover. You can take these clips off on the bottom here and reverse this, and you'll have a different section. I chose this one because it has the Molly Pals webbing on the outside, the laser cut stuff, the newer type of stuff. It even has a hook and loop feel on the outside for patches like this one on top that you can place here. It even has a pocket on the outside right here. Now this pocket has 210D high-vis ripstop nylon, which is a common theme within the backpack itself and a lot of Vanquest products. And this outside pocket is quite nice for putting documents, maybe maps, or just flat items. I just have some writing utensils in there and some paper to write on. So nothing too crazy, but secures very nicely in this Velcro flap here, which is pretty secure, and it's weather resistant, I'll call it. It's not fully waterproofed, but there are certain elements that you could waterproof this backpack with, like a Ziploc bag or something like that, or a garbage bag. To undo this outside part here, we can take off these flex buckle clips here, and that reviews the opposite side of our beaver tail holder. And if you noticed here, it's got a little flap here with shock cord, and these little adapters slide up and down, and they can stretch to hold other things in this beaver tail area. So you can have this flipped around and maybe put a firearm in there or something long that can sit against this flap here with the shock cord, and you can put it within the shock cord here. Right now I have a solar panel, a Renogi 5-watt solar panel in here for charging my USB power adapters, and we have the toggles up here. You can see that, the toggles here, and this can be reversed, so we can take this off, and then this reveals the webbing, the Molly webbing here. We can arrange further items on the backpack on the outside in case the inside is not enough for your items, or if you need quick access or some kind of outside access to tools. Now I still kept the tags on this one because it's still kind of a review in process, but that's where the tags come from on the backpack itself. So let's go ahead and close this up and go over some of the other features of the backpack here. So we have these tightening straps here, which kind of cinches the backpack together to kind of keep the weight centralized, if you will. So that's good to have these buckle clips here with these adjustment straps, which is quite nice. And the bar tack sewing and the stitching is good quality here, so it's not going to rip or break on you. There's other features on the side here, which we'll go over now. We have a zipper here, which goes the length of the main backpack, and you can unzip this entire piece. We'll get to that in a little bit, but you can unzip the whole thing in like a clamshell format, which I personally like for a backpack. As we can see, part of the clip comes undone here. We do have other tightener clips here on the top here. I don't know if you can see that behind the medical pack. This is a medical pack, again, the fat pack 10x7 from Vanquest also. This is my medical kit, which I outfitted a few years back. So I attached it to the MOLLE Pals system on the side here, this little rubber set here you can see. And it's got these little vents, laser cut vents, which you can do that with other MOLLE Pals equipment. And then finally we have box stitching here on the webbing to keep your gear inside the elastic pocket on the side. There's two elastic pockets on this on either side. Both sides are similar, if not the same. We have shock cord retention grips. In case you have a thinner water bottle, you can put this around the neck and keep it from coming out of the pocket, which is quite nice. And then we have these pull tabs here on the side, which you can also cinch down whatever's in the pocket, which is quite nice. So again, excellent way of organizing on the side. I personally like backpacks with pockets in them like this. Again, the material on the bottom is pretty strong. It's a good denier, so it will be wear resistant in going through bushes like mountain laurel or barberry up here in the Northeast. So you can go do a little bit of bushwhacking with this backpack and be confident that it's not going to tear easily in the woods, which is quite nice. Now, if you noticed here on the hip belt, we have these pull straps here. This is for adjustments, which is quite nice. And then we have our main belt here, and we have these small holders, these hook and loop holders here, which is quite nice to take up the extra slack on here in case you don't want the stuff flapping about on your backpack. I haven't fully adjusted this backpack yet to my specifications, hence why I still have a lot of the stuff unsecured. But once you get it dialed in, you can secure your backpack in and wrap it up with their type of options they give you, or make your own options. And again, we do have small little fields here which you can attach small pouches to the hip belt, which is quite nice. Again, another bonus of this backpack, the Markhor 45. Now we'll do the bottom real quick here. We do have these straps here, these holder straps. You can put a sleeping bag or some kind of pad underneath here, and these little hook loops here. And you can also mount extra stuff on the bottom of the backpack. We do have these sewn in points here where you can mount extra gear, extra bag, whatever. I kind of have mixed feelings about having this on the bottom of the backpack, since a lot of the wear and tear of your backpack will be on the bottom, and these might get worn off sooner or later, but they do seem high quality and they look like they can manage pretty well. Now there's an access point down here for a compartment that's separate from the main compartment. We'll do that now. Again, we have these nice big glove grips here with YKK zippers, and these are inverted as well in the bottom, which is quite nice. I don't know if you can see that in the camera, but that means it's harder for dirt and water to get in, and they do that very well with this backpack here. So let's go ahead and unzipper the bottom just to go over what's in the bottom here, and then we'll get to the other side. So on the bottom, I just carry some basic stuff. Look at my gloves. These are for wildland firefighting. They're leather gloves. They're not going to get melted or burnt easily. And then I have like a little tie here where I can kind of tie stuff up with. So typically I reserve the bottom of this. It's got enough space to put a small, very small blanket or some sort of lightweight sleeping kit in there, like a mini sleeping bag for the summer. Again, it's 210D high-vis ripstop nylon. Very good stuff to see your items against. So it's a good theme that they come with the backpack throughout it. And as I mentioned before, you'll see that throughout the bag. There's no interconnection portion to the main pocket though from the bottom, which is a bit of a disappointment, but that's okay because this functions pretty well. It's a little bit hard to zipper up once you got it fully packed out, so I don't recommend fully packing this thing out in the bottom section. So I got the leaves attacking us here. And so that is the bottom section. I typically keep like my dirty stuff down there, maybe wet clothes, something that's in the bottom away from my other stuff. Now on this side, we'll swap it over here. I have a whole bunch of stuff going on. I have a small sitting pad. I use these quite a lot on the trail. They're really handy in case you don't want to sit on something that's wet and damp. I've been using them for years. Just a good thing to have. You can use it in an emergency for a splint. You can use it for a sleeping pillow if you wanted to, and as a backup sleeping pad, a portion of it at least. I've done that in the winter camping. And I do have a small bottle of water on this side as well, and it fits very nicely. And again, once again, these straps here hold everything in, and along with the shock cord that's in here with the toggle, as we can see. And this is very elastic material on the pocket here, so the sewing's pretty decent. It'll last a while, and again, the material is very good on this side. And you might get a better sense of the mounting section here. It's a little bit offset from your typical Molle Pals webbing, but it's got this rubberized texture to it, so it's reinforced rubber, and it's very, very tough from what I noticed. So I put a small radio pouch on here. I have my Linko DJ MD5. This is the APRS version, and it's also good for business bands as well. So it's cleared for both ham radio and business communications, legally speaking. So I use that on a couple of things at work, and I can use that as a backup radio on the fire line if I have to. It works fairly well. And again, once again, you can see these straps here with the toggle here where you can tighten and cinch it down, these little parts here. So it's quite nice. I have hooked on the outside here via carabiner some extra cordage in case I need to access my cordage quickly. I don't have to dig through my bag, and I can just get to that quickly. So that's it for this side of the pack. Let's go to the front side here and go over all the mess of stuff that I have here. So on the top, I don't know if you can see it with the video, but on the top here we have these top loader straps. Now what these enable us to do, I'll undo this one, the strap stretches, right, and the weight is further behind your back. So you simply pull on these, and they're sewn very well here. There's a little loop here you can grab onto if you wanted to, and pull that, and it cinches the weight closer to your back. So this is an advanced feature that backpacks that want to bear any kind of load bearing on it are going to have, and this makes it much easier to balance the weight on your back. So it's important that backpacks of this caliber and this size carry something similar to that. So this is a good option they have on the Markhor 45. And again, we have a grab handle on the top here, and on the sides you also have grab handles here as well, which is very useful for just picking up the bag and transporting it as opposed to picking it up on the straps and putting strain on your straps, wear and tear and such. We do have ventilated mesh here. It is comfortable to wear in my opinion, even with just like a t-shirt on. It's not so bad if you don't have that much weight. And you can utilize these top loader straps to kind of adjust the amount of weight that's on your trapezoids with this bag. So that's the key. It gives you an option to adjust where you want the weight on your back, when you want it on your back, meaning less fatigue in certain parts of your back, or just a spread out even amount of fatigue on your body. Now we have the rigid plastic here. It's on the inside. We do have a port here for a bladder hole, so you can route a bladder through here, through these small hook and loop little tabs here, and down through the rubberized tabs here, and you can have it down here where you can easily access it. So this has a port for a bladder in the back as well. And as I mentioned before, with the modular adapter system for your sizing of your back, this backpack can be sized for a variety of different sized people. Now I have a unique situation with my measurements. I'm kind of a unique sizing fit, so not every backpack is going to fit me very well, but this one fits me decently, and that's because of this modular system here. You can undo the strap here, and you can re-strap it through these little very tough sewn material straps, and you can adjust the height of where your backpack sits on you. I recommend putting out a loadout in the bag before you adjust the height, so you can see where the hip belt sits on your body. I typically like to have my iliad crest kind of in the middle, if not the top portion of the, or the bottom portion rather, of the hip belt, so I know the weight's being transferred to my hips. So, but it's always a challenge when you fully load this out. Sometimes with the top loader strap, it'll bend into your head. So there's a give and take where the balancing comes in, and this system allows you to do that. Now the airflow, I like these back sections here with this padded foam. It allows for airflow in the back near your spine, so you have room to adjust, and it gives you a nice sense of comfort. The lumbar support section here against your lower back is pretty good. And again, these are padded foam for your hip belt as well. It's a little bit rigid though, I've noticed. When I'm walking without the hip belts, these things tend to fly out on the side and hit stuff. So if you're gonna carry this, you might wanna just secure the hip belt together on your body. It might make it easier instead of bumping into things. But as you can see on the outside, I do have my Sandy 183 compass. I tend to like to be able to keep some kind of navigational tool for quick reference on the outside. And then I have my Leatherman. This is the OHT, so it's a one-handed tool. I have it locked out right now, but you basically slide this out with just one hand like that, and then you can access all the tools with one hand. So I've done a review on this before, so it's quite a nice tool to have for easy access, especially if you're operating one-handed. This used to be part of my bunker kit before I resigned from the fire department, so I didn't really do too much calls in the fire department or have time, but this is a takeover from my bunker kit. Again, I do have a Polytac Streamlight 18650 light. This is a intrinsically safe light, although out in the field may not be as important, but it is fire resistant and it is pretty bright. It has two modes, works fairly well. You have two modes, bright and low, and it's an L-shaped light, and it's pretty rugged. So I also keep that on the outside for quick access if I need to see something real quick. On this side, I have less business, just a basic knife. Normally I would keep either a saw or a knife, preferably a knife where I can just cut something real quick. I don't have to fiddle around with my multi-tool. I just pull this out of the sheath and cut. It's a cheapo knife, but it works really well. You can buy it in Walmart, or at least you could buy it in Walmart at some point for about $8. Again, they're kind of hard to find, I guess, or you might be able to find it at your local Walmart. Anyway, just a full tang knife. That's about it for that side. And again, you can see the other side of my medical kit where I have the shears, and this houses all my medical equipment and a backup survival kit in case I need to detach this from the backpack. This is being held in by their Vanquest loading sticks, or the molly sticks that they sell. So you just simply pull this out, pull out the other one, and you can take this bag off and give it to somebody. So the reason why I have it set up like that with this kit is I wanted something that I could take off the kit real fast in case I have to jettison the bag or get rid of it, or give somebody a medical kit, they can take it and go. That's the reasoning behind the mounting part of this. And again, I do have my other insulated drinking canteen down here. So that is the all sides except for the top brain portion of the bag. Let's flip this over and take a look at this. I'm getting the tree shade here, so I got to be careful with the lighting. So on the top here, we have a couple different inverted zippers, YKK zippers. The first portion is a smaller section where I can keep a cell phone or some kind of quick documentation, a wallet, maybe keys. So I could take my cell phone here and just slap it in here and it won't get scratched. Again, we have the 210D high-vis ripstop nylon. We can zip that up, put it in there, secure it, it's fine. We have a bigger section here which is also connected to the inside of the main pack. I'm not going to go over everything in here, but I do have a few options on my charging kit for the radio. I have another SAM splint here, and I have a couple of items in here that would help out. An extra mask in here, some DEET and bug spray, anti-poison ivy. I have a bug net, just basic things that I could access quickly. I could put food in there if I wanted to, quick candy bar or whatever, when I get hungry on the trail or when I'm working. So I can slide that in there. And again, 210D high-vis ripstop nylon in the front here. So an excellent choice for the backpack. And there's a zipper on the inside there that you can access from the top here and open it up, so you can just open this portion up and access your main bag without having to unzip everything. Let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, to access the main compartment, as you can see, there's rubberized stoppers down here on the side. These strong YKK zippers, they're very thick and big. We have two zippers on the top, which will undo. Again, they have these nice big grip glove type pulls, which you can use with gloves on pretty easily, and it comes undone. Everything was going to come spilling out here, so I got to be careful not to throw everything out yet. So we'll undo it in stages. So here's that zipper that I talked about to the main pack. On the top, you can unzipper this and keep that open to access whatever's on the inside of here. I just want to go over some stuff that I have in here, just as a demonstration. We see I have my Vanquest PPM Huge. This is my hybrid electronics toolkit. I've done a review on this. You can check that out later, but I keep that in here in case I need to fix anything in the field, mechanically or electronically. Next up is my main EDC kit, which again, this is the FTM 6x9 Generation 2. I've done many videos on this kit. You can check it out. I keep it in here as well. It's basically the core kit of the kit itself. On the top here, we have a holding loop tab for a bladder, so you can hang it. And this is the bladder sleeve here, which is controlled by these straps here with the pull tabs, so you can cinch it down and you can put stuff in there. Right now I have an empty garbage bag in there or two, because I use that for lining the bag if I want it to be fully waterproof. And I can also use it as a makeshift sleeping pad with leaves in it if I need to. Here you can see a lot of hook and loop fields along with Moly Pals webbing in a horizontal fashion. So I could take other options from the Vanquest store and pop them in here, and it would sit very nicely, and organized is the key. So that's what I like about their system. It's a highly modular system. On either side of the bag, you see the 210D ripstop nylon, orange high vis stuff. So very good. And then we have Moly fields on either side. So you can again attach extra stuff via Moly on the side of the bag, which is great. Let's go ahead and unzipper this a little bit more and get to the other pockets here. There we go. So again, going deeper into it, I do have my specialized breathing mask for when I'm on the fire line. This should help out with any of the ash and black smoke for me breathing. I like to carry something like that in the pack, because this is currently set up for wildland firefighting 2 degree, and that's why I keep my respirator in here. This is my clothing sack. I have extra socks. Always carry extra socks with you, no matter where you go in the outdoors. You go and you use them. I have an extra layer of a weatherproof Umbro jacket, and I have some extra change of clothing in there as well. Extra bottle of water in here for weight distribution. And then just some small stuff here. Another mask, another handkerchief, bandana, which you keep in the bottom for extra cleaning. And this is the entire internal section. We do have another UTX clip, or ITW clip if you will, very rugged, and another clip here, so you can put stuff along the strap here and strap it together, cinch it down. Again, it's for securing stuff on the inside, which is quite nice. And we have the field that extends down all the way down here. We have another strap here and another strap here as well to cinch everything down. And this whole Moly Pals webbing on either side goes the gamut of the bag. As you can see, it opens up in a nice clamshell format. Very, very nice, very easy to access, which is why I like the Markhor 45. Now on this side, I don't know if you can see, we're kind of upside down, but it has these viewable mesh pockets. And one's bigger. I keep my extra filtration in here. You can unzipper it with the YKK zippers. My extra filter for the mask that I have in case I need it. I can access it very quickly. Again, the customization options here is excellent. And then this part, I do have some extra PPE that I keep in this pocket here. So these are great for seeing what you want to get in the pockets. Sometimes you can put candy, food, whatever you want in the organizational portions of this bag here, which is quite nice. That's why I like the Markhor 45, and I do recommend it for an organizational backpack. It's got a lot of organizational options. It's modular. It works with the Vanquest product line, which overall I'm very happy with. There's some things that I don't like, but mostly there's a lot of things that I do like about this bag and the Vanquest products. So let's go ahead and close this up, and I'll give you my thoughts on the whole bag and the system itself. Overall, I like the options of the Markhor 45. It adds a lot to be modified with and changed with based on your needs and what you're doing. And I like that for backpacks. And I really like the fact that you can open up the whole thing in a clamshell. And this back panel that comes off with the straps down here to reverse, to change based on what you want for what you're doing, is an excellent idea. It's got enough zippers and compartments for my liking for organization. It's got a great internal section where you can find your stuff easily. I like the back section where you can modify the back portion to size your body right, because typically with these kind of bags, sometimes there's not enough adjustments to fit multiple body sizes or torso sizes. Again, that's your iliac crest up to your C7 vertebrae, which gives you your measurement for a backpack. And typically a lot of people don't know that when they go to get fitted for a backpack. You want to make sure you always get your back sized up and you put the exact weight you want to carry in that backpack along with your boots. This bag does that great, and it gives you enough leeway to make any kind of errors work for you. So that's valuable in the field, in my opinion. There's some things I think I might change, where the placement of the MOLLE webbing down at the bottom, I might make that a different attachment system, just because that's an area of high use and you will be wearing out those straps on the bottom. The other thing is, I think perhaps maybe the suspension system on the inside of the framing could be a little bit more rugged to carry a little bit more weight. But then again, that would change the dynamics of the backpack. So that's just an opinion. I think it's fine as is, but perhaps maybe a little bit more experimentation with that would help. So that's a little bit more rigid and less prone to buckling under stress. Currently as it is, the backpack can sustain about 35 pounds, maybe another 10 pounds more if you pack the bag correctly with the suspension system. So again, that's more of a user error than a deficiency with the system. But I digress. It's important to understand how to pack a backpack, and it changes based on what you're doing too. So that's something you just learn with experience. Overall though, it does offer quite a few ways to mount stuff on the backpack, both internally and externally, which is why I like this backpack. That's all I have to say about the Markhor 45. If you're looking for it or interested in it, drop me a line down below. I can try my best to help you out and answer your questions about the backpack. But for now, I want to thank you for watching and enjoy your day.